Good morning and welcome to the Moopsyverse, where Chris and I are going to discuss the photon burst weapon.
A what?
There is a weapon that came out last year after the what was it? I think it was the first Contact Day event as part of the package called Photon Burst.
Okay.
Okay, and somebody was messaging me that they can't see it in their Reclaim Awards thing. So I went into ground equipment and mine is grayed out. I don't know why, but there it is. It's grayed out. It's
You
probably
have
equipped
it
on
in
one
your
of my tunes,
inventory.
right? If
No, it has to be on the character where you try to reclaim it.
or it could be on one of his bridge
If
officers.
it could be, but still, within this character, you have it somewhere which is available to you. So
Right. Okay.
that's why it's.
So, but he's saying this isn't even showing up on his list. So my thought is, if you didn't complete the first contact event from last year, would it not be on the list or would it be grayed out?
It would not be on the list.
Okay. So his argument is it was taken away from him. My argument is I think maybe you didn't claim it because, like me, you've got way more accounts. And you
Probably.
just think you claimed it.
Then it's a ground thing.
It's a ground thing. I've never used it, honest. Well,
Photon burst.
photon burst. It's
Yeah, I
a.
have it on the list, but I don't know what
Somebody
I've done with it.
described it as a handheld photon torpedo launcher for ground. Ramona the Nerd says, I just completed one of my endeavors from yesterday with 3 seconds to spare. Congratulations, Ramona. That is the way to do it. Wait till the last possible second from yesterday, and then do
Actually,
today's, and then you've got like 48 hours before you have to deal with it again.
the game actually tells you why can't you claim it. If you double click on an item that is grayed out in your inventory,
Right, but he
like
says
if you
he's
try
not
to
seeing
claim it,
this period.
well,
Which
they didn't
means,
see, they never claimed it. Either they didn't finish the event or they didn't claim it in time and it disappeared. Although
okay,
I'm not sure if that's the case. I think it does not disappear if you should.
no, you should always
I
have the
mean,
option to claim it. I mean, to go back in like here. You should have a claim thing showing up there.
unless it's an event that's so far gone that it's been cleared out
Yeah,
from
I
the events
suppose so.
tab.
But
In that
you get the
case,
flashy green thing every time you go into the event campaign and into the specific thing. It will still show you the claimed button here.
yeah, but if someone didn't click the claim when it was available and
Or he
event
never completed
disappeared,
it.
they think it might disappear.
Yeah, I'm going for the
And
never
I'm
completed it option.
1 day short of the
I
event.
know. I know. But we got another one coming up. We got another one coming up in just a couple of weeks, like 2 weeks or something. It's 2 weeks, yeah, like real soon.
Unacceptable. I already figured out what ship I want.
Well, you can get it in 2 weeks.
No.
Yes. Well, this was something personal.
Well, at least the red alert one is gonna give me an universal
Yep.
T6X token, which I can use on that ship then.
Red Alert is going to
'Cause
launch
I've
a
got
little
none.
bit later today. Yeah, it looks like the next meta event is
They've
either
actually
launching
announced it.
next week. Yeah, I thought I saw it today on there. So meta event is either next week or the week after. I'm going to vote for the week after because this Red Alert is going to last for 2 weeks, and they don't generally.
Yeah, I think
dump
they're gonna finish
meta on
this
top
one.
of
The
everything.
the red alert, and then they're gonna jump into the next one. I think running two subsequent events, even like halfway through one another. Yeah, that's a bit too much.
Okay, and we have a bonus XP weekend coming up.
Whatever.
Oh, that's great if you're leveling a ship. I mean, dude, then.
I have nothing to level up, so
Oh, I have
yeah,
a few.
whatever.
Hold on, am I home this weekend? I think I'm home this weekend. I can actually do something in game.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I know. What a concept.
Look at how things have settled, right? Oh my god, I can't stand it. I have an itch on my palm of my hand. I got a mosquito bite. It both hurts and itches at the same time. I hate that.
Yes. So this weekend, the 23rd and the 24th, I don't think I have anything to do this weekend. That's so amazing. I can work on some stuff. Next weekend, a little bit different. Have to run up to Chicago, then run back to Chicago, then come home, then run back to Chicago 3 times next week. And then I have another week off, followed up by cousin being in town, which is turning into the potential of my driving to Nashville and back on one day and then driving to Chicago 2 days later. So there's a lot going on there. But I get this weekend off. Woot woot. I can go play Dune with Taz and level up some ships. And since while I was gone, we apparently had a rainstorm and a tree came down in my backyard. Me and Mr. Reciprocating Saw were out there for an hour yesterday chopping up wood. Unfortunately, it was a fairly young tree, so it's not dry, so I can't put it in my fireplace. So
you wait out until it dries out.
I don't really want to. It'll rot before it dries out well because it's so humid here, so I just put it out on the street, and somebody will come by who can properly dry it, and it's just like, here, have a whole bunch of firewood, it'll be good next year. You do the work, it's yours.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. People are really good with taking stuff when it's free.
I got Space Endeavors today.
I have all of Dreadnoughts. I have 5 Dreadnoughts.
I got Borg TFO.
Well, we got this.
I have Destructible Torpedoes. Sounds like a hive.
Sure does sound like a hive to me. However, we're still in an ad, so we'll get through this ad. Yay!
I'm running back and forth between the Galaxy and the Sovereign right now. I just have the vibe for both of these. Like, I'm running the Protostar beams for the simple reason that they look so good on the ship that's firing beams that fire at will. Because they kind of resemble the beam fire at will when it was used on First Contact.
You speak language I don't speak. You speak
English.
English, yes. No, my brain just doesn't go that way sometimes. To me, it's just like, oh, that looks nice. And other people are
well,
like,
that's what I mean.
They
look nice.
Yes, they do look
like
nice. Absolutely.
In the film.
Absolutely. That is so true.
And I do love the Sovereign and then the design. It's just like, oh. Like, there are I think there are 3 the most timeless design Star Trek has ever put. Of course, it's the TMP Connie, the first motion picture one. Just like, oh my god, it's so sexy. And it still works today. It does not look like something that came from 1970s. It is universally looking futuristic enough, and yet it still looks classic enough. Which is a really hard thing to achieve these days. There's the Galaxy class, which yum. And then there's Savi. And then there's Sovereign class, which was like a more aggressive, tactically oriented version.
But how much of what we think is good looking in a ship is because we were given the Enterprise and said, this is what a starship looks like. And that has molded our brains to go to variations thereof.
I mean, yeah, there's the basic idea is saucer, hull, and 2 nacelles, right? And that's like the basic line. If anything has more than just 2 nacelles, it kind of looks weird. Or like it does not look as iconic as the Enterprise. And I think that the way it etched into our brains. But yet again, the Intrepid class, the Voyager, also is the same configuration, and I love it, but I don't consider it as iconic like the TMP Connie, for instance, or like the Sovereign class. I think like the Sovereign class just nailed it on all accounts. So did the Galaxy class, so did the TMP Connie. Intrepid class, I like it. I like it as a thing. I like it as its own thing, but I get it as a legendary ship as well, but it just doesn't quite cut it. I think like even NX-01 is a little bit superior in my view than the Intrepid class, which is kind of weird because I still consider Voyager like one of my favorite TV series of the franchise, even though with all its flaws, which I am fully aware and I can acknowledge. It's just like it was my first big Star Trek show that I watched from start to finish. And I think I understood its formula more than I could actually. It allowed me to like see past its flaws, because I absolutely, for the love of me, detest every Klingon episode that B'Elanna centered. Even though I love B'Elanna, I detest every Neelix centered episode, because my god, should he be airlocked after episode 1?
Yeah.
I couldn't care less for Cass. Like I don't know if it's Jennifer Lien. I have nothing against her. I mean, she had one great episode, which when she was taking over by an entity of a leader, of a war leader. and he took over her body, and he started to go on a rampage in her body, and that was such a good example that she can be such a good actress. She just gets such crappy scripts,
Yeah,
so
there you go.
she has
She got
nothing to
such
work with.
crummy scripts.
Absolutely nothing to work with. I felt sorry for her because then I learned about her story afterwards, that she kind of, I mean, I think it's depressing for an actress that you brought into a new TV series as one of the leads, because she was a lead. She was not just a recurring
No, she
character.
was supposed to be one of
She
the
was
lead
in every
characters.
single episode.
Right.
And then they swapped her for 7 of 9. Like, I'm sorry, but that was insulting a little bit.
Well,
Like, they
okay.
brought her back once, but I
Yes.
think it's kind of insulting that they brought her back for like, with no disrespect to Jerry Ryan, because we all established she got really good scripts. She's a great actress, but from the looks of Jennifer Lien, she got swapped for a blonde bimbo. That's from her perspective, right? That bigger breasts, bigger lips, taller, more obviously sexy, right? And like Jennifer Lien just couldn't feel like she can compete with that, and it wasn't like she needed to compete with her because they got swapped like in mid of the season transition.
Mm-hmm.
It's still very unfair and very unnice to like do that kind of thing and just swap
Well,
one character. And they wanted to actually swap Carrie Kim initially.
yeah, but except Harry Kim was voted on People magazine as
I
like
still
one
don't.
of the.
I still don't see it. I still see him as a dorky kid that could be never sexy. I don't understand why anyone voted for him. But
I have
again,
no
that's
idea.
that's
But it was,
that's
and
just
so they
my.
couldn't get rid of him. The problem with Jennifer Lien, and not with her, was with her character. They wrote a character that was not well developed. So we have a species that only lives 5 years. Is that correct? Or very short
Technically,
life?
they could live up to 9, but
Okay.
they were led to believe that they can't develop past living of like 5 years
Right,
or something.
so you've written a problem into your script. That character is going to go away. If we establish this character has a shorter run than a typical Star Trek series does, and you know they're not going to be there, your ability to make an attachment to that character is immediately limited. Because
I mean,
plus they aren't
I
newborn.
never that was never an issue for me. I mean, I did like the fact that she developed a relationship with the doctor. She was the first person to actually see something more in him than just a mindless program that is repeating or programming.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they made a stupid
My issue.
decision in telling us we had a limited run character from the get go, and then hooked her up with Neelix, which
Well,
is
I
like
think
the
from the
death
very.
knell.
From the very get-go, I think I understood that she will be the first to live beyond that, and then actually she did, because then she comes back as one of the episodes.
Yeah.
And like they bring her back just for the sake of like showing that she was kind of like a Wesley character of the show, because I think they wanted to see her grow, but somehow in the midst of the first 2 seasons she got lost in that. They kind of like forgot about her, that she was supposed to grow into someone, to reach her full potential because it was suggested even in the first pilot episode that a company used to live a lot longer lifespan, and that was kind of treated by everyone else as an urban legend, but Cass really believed that was something they still had it within them, which kind of seeded the concept that she might actually live through the entire voyage, if not longer. So I never saw it as limiting, but the problem is that she was one-dimensional. She was always the friendly, supporting nurse character. They just needed a nurse position. They filled it with Cass without actually seeing that there is a lot more potential in a completely new alien species that is very unusual with a lifespan and their mental psychic abilities and all that. And like all of that was sidelined for the sake of, oh, she will just be something that Robert Picardo will bounce off. And I'm not denying that they had wonderful relationship as characters, both of them, because
But since
she
Jerry
actually
Ryan
helped
does go
develop
on and become
Doctor.
that great role to bounce off of him, Kess could have been that role too. They just
Yeah,
didn't invest the time in writing that character.
and I think it was just very hurtful. Like, I understand the direction her life went,
Yeah.
because I think I would be depressed if my career would have been treated that way in acting. Like, you're one of the faces of a big franchise TV series, like that thrives on being a TV series that is long running and quite well regarded still, because during the Voyager there was still not much Star Trek fatigue. It started showing with Enterprise, I think, and it kind of like, I don't know, it showed that both the writers and the producers didn't have an idea for a show. They just wanted a running Star Trek show without actually an idea for it. At least the first two seasons of Enterprise felt like that to me. Um, but it's kind of like it's a waste of. I mean, there was a waste of opportunities on many accounts on Voyager, but they did so the same on Deep Space Nine as well. So it's just can't like bother with that. Kind of can't blame them because there were many lost opportunities on all the shows, but like I think Voyager is like the biggest one because uh, I wish Voyager got to wrap up films like TNG had, like maybe not cinema, but maybe like direct to DVD or something like it. Something to wrap up the storyline for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way it ended was just like, oh, then we cut and everyone goes home, and that was literally it. That's how it ended. Like, you read everything in my report. I am looking forward to read it. And that was the last two sentences of the show, and I'm like, what? That's how you end the show that ran for 7 years? Like, I'm sorry, I don't, I no. The biggest struggle, the biggest goal to achieve is like to keep going as a Starfleet crew in the most unfavorable circumstances. They run into the most hostile parts of the quadrant that were so alien to everything else, with the potential of actually being annihilated at every corner, and they still wanted to see past just we going home. We are still the explorers. I like that theme. Everyone is blaming Jane with she was like, oh, let's explore this, let's explore that, but if you're already here and there's like realistically no chance you'll ever make it home, you could at least have the ship become like a library and a testament to your journey. Someone might find it on the way somewhere out there.
You know what?
They
That's
might.
actually a valid concept, and if they wanted to pursue that concept, to make that more aware. So you're seeing that in that, which I did not see. But if that was what the writers had wanted, that needed to be
I mean,
built into kind of an under theme in her personal um, motif, and get the
yeah, there could have
crew
been a
to
phrase in
right.
Captain's
It
log or
should have been
something.
built into it, and this is one of the issues with Voyager: is you had every script individually written. There were very few story arcs, and I think that kind of might go back to the Kess issue too. Is they didn't have a great overall story arc with her versus
They had
actually
a
none of them.
concept for a character and a species that they never pick up on later, and
Yeah.
outside of like one episode.
Yeah, I was just glancing at something while you were talking that said that the writers never really fleshed out the character the way they thought they were going to.
Yeah.
And
Wow, that's very apparent to me. I was like, from the synopsis of the character when she was introduced for the first time, I saw great potential that she could really, especially that with the species H472 when she started to like, develop her psychic abilities to a point where she's actually able to sense those kinds of things, to sense different entities. I was like, wow, she can actually reach her potential. And then the next episode, she's like the next episode after the arc is closed, she goes away. And like, what?
yeah,
That was
mm,
kind of like, ick. I was hoping that she would try to thrive, and then I learned that she's outed out of the show entirely. And I'm like, oof, poor
yeah. I
actress,
was
because I
just
felt for
looking
her.
at stuff. So there seemed to be some script issues, but also some of her personal issues, which did not help. I get it. The thing with actors, and this is acting in general, not in specific, is the
No, no,
things
I
that
know.
drive you into being an actor, the need to go out there and perform and represent a different person, a different role, uh, often talks about the inner qualities and abilities you have as a person. A lot of actors are very insecure, and getting out there and being able to act lets you deal with that in a positive way. But there's also a lot of pressure because the only way you get jobs is through others. So sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are, you don't get those jobs, and it can really mess with your self-esteem. And in the case of a person whose self-esteem may not be great in the first place, that could be really devastating.
Oh yeah, I absolutely get that, and I totally see that. It's like, Still, she could have been much more than she was given credit or even time to develop. Even though she had 3 seasons,
yeah, yeah.
it's still. Yeah.
Well, so blame the writers. Getting back to something vaguely actor and Star Trek related is, I was at a Royal Shakespeare was doing a tour in the U.S. and I went to one of the performances and Patrick Stewart was having a little meet and greet before one of them. So my question to him was, my husband was going to be an actor, but in the States it's really hard to get roles because everybody's competing for them. And I wanted to find out what it was like for him when he was, just starting out as an actor. So in England, it's different. Yes, you have to audition, but there's a lot more support for people who get into acting. There are more roles, even if they're not well paid, and a lot more support from the various acting companies. So you tend to get roles. You may not get a great paying role. You may not get a
Yeah,
starring
but you're
role.
still in the business, and you
Yeah.
can you can still do something with it. I think it's because
Versus
like
here.
the
Yeah.
scene of the theater scene in the UK is larger.
Mm-hmm.
It's older, it's more rooted in the culture. It's a little bit more it's more like
Oh,
engraved
excuse me
with
one second.
tradition.
Hey! Huh, that worked.
So yeah, I always thought that when it comes to England, I think their theater traditions are much much
Much
older,
different,
so
yeah.
they keep on like the part of their culture, like their theater actors are like constantly present somehow in their culture
Mm-hmm.
on like a daily basis. Like I was not aware like to which extent all of the actors I know from films, British actors from films, are actually so much into theater that the fact that I'm seeing them in the film, it's more like a glorified cameo than anything else because they have their biggest work lined up for them in theater, and that's where they thrive, and that's where they actually have their day-to-day careers built on. They,
Yeah.
they they might do a cameo, they might do a role in a movie, but it's more like a cameo to them than anything else. The major chunk of their career is still vested in theater,
Yep.
and that comes from people like Patrick Stewart, Judi Dench.
Mm-hmm.
That there's some names that from movies, from blockbusters, from even like almost Hollywood kind of names right now. Because Judi Dench was in Bond movies since like the 1994 or 93, I think, when she started doing M for Bond, and she actually saw through different eras of James Bond until actually she gave in and like decided to, like, I'm done with the character now. But like she went through, and I never had an idea how much she's regarded in the UK until I started getting a little bit more into the UK culture,
Mm-hmm.
into the British culture, and how much she's regarded. The Dame Judi Dench. She's not just the actress Judi Dench. I mean, like she has a title. She's well regarded. She's still acting, even though she's like what in like 90s, I think. I
No, I
don't
think
know.
she's
I
in her
think she was
80s.
like
Let me
late
see.
80s.
Actually, I don't see her birth date here.
90 years exactly. 9,
Oh,
not on 9th December 1994.
yeah. So
Sorry,
I'm
90,
looking at her
1934.
filmography, and while she did a couple movies in the 60s and 70s, it was mostly at that time in the theater. In the 60s
Yeah,
and 70s, and
yeah,
in television, she was doing stuff constantly.
yeah. She was constantly in television. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
And I,
She even has a cameo in a video game, for Christ's sake.
yeah,
She did two different Bond games.
that makes
She was
sense.
still with the likeness of Pierce Brosnan's James Bond, and then she was with Daniel Craig, a lookalike character in Quantum of Solace. I think that's really just incredible. But I like her. Just whatever she does, I like. Oh my goodness! Oof! Ouch! Ouch! Oh,
What?
that's not a good thing to have
We
in
probably should do
portfolio.
some pew pew here.
Yeah, probably good.
I know, I know.
Uh,
Hang on, let me cue us
I
for a
just saw
half
the
on spot.
IMDb rating for Cat, the
Oh
2019
my god.
one. Oh my goodness! I didn't know that was that
Oh
bad.
yeah.
I mean, I've never seen it. I still think that a musical about dancing pussycat is probably the most idiotic thing ever imagined. But
If you would like
hey,
to
it's
see a
it's it's
fantastic review of Cats, There's a YouTube guy called Sideways.
The specific Cats, or just Cats in general?
Cats the movie. The movie specifically.
The 2019 movie.
Yes. He does a review of it, talking about what makes Cats work as a play, as a musical, and then as the movie, and where it fails. And I will say he doesn't actually give Judi Dench or Ian McKellen really bad reviews, because he says the failure of Cats wasn't generally in a single actor or dancer, with a few exceptions, but in the way that the whole musical was done, which was badly. But it's a really interesting study of why people like Cats, because we have this running joke in my family. We went to see Cats because somebody else we knew wanted to go see it, and we spent a lot of money to go see a off Broadway version of it. And to this day, anytime my son and I go to something and it's completely underperforming, we'll just look at each other and go, Cats.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It really was a bunch of dancing with unmemorable songs that leads up to one person singing Memory, and then the play's over.
I still fail to understand how that musical ever picked up traction in the first place.
Because the dancing is phenomenal. If you see it,
I
performance,
get it.
It's amazing.
I get it, but like, still. Oh my God, that CGI is so abysmal.
Oh, the CGI is, awful. The singing's awful. The music's awful. Because they don't really have people who can sing, and they did it with live singing. Do not.
Taylor Swift, hello, excusez-moi.
And even she gets horrible reviews because it's just awful.
I mean, I don't understand her phenomenon in general, but
it's always something. I mean, she could walk by me on
my
the street.
God, they have Ian McKellen in Cats?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He doesn't play Dude. Judi Dench plays Old Deuteronomy, and Ian McKellen, is he the theater cat? Yeah, I think he plays Gus the theater cat. Which is appropriate, you know. Idris Elba was in it.
Yeah. James Corden. Does anyone think he can act?
He can't.
Yeah, affirmative. I mean, he can't do anything right,
awful.
but just
he's actually
he's an
flat
absolutely
out
horrible
awful. There's
person.
no getting around it. He's just terrible in it.
I mean, I just think he's a terrible person in general. But
that
like,
too.
God.
There's a couple of dancers and singers who were, well, not so much singers, but dancers who were just amazing in the movie. But because when they had to sing, they were singing live while dancing, and you can hear them not being able to catch their breath, so the singing isn't as well supported. Well, the same director, Tobe Hooper, directed Les Mis, the same way with live performances. And it's absolutely amazing that people survived that, because you can't do what they were doing and perform and sing all at the same time in a movie, in a live performance. It's really hard to do.
Yeah, that's true.
And he had people who knew how to sing.
That's why I have, like, I don't go to musicals. I've never seen musical live, so I just don't have a point of reference.
Yeah, I used
outside of like recorded stuff, but I can tell when someone knows how to sing live and when they can't.
Mm-hmm. Well,
there's a distinction between performing live and singing live. Madonna does performing live. She always did. She can't sing live for the love of God, but she can perform live. She really does those performances. Always did in a way that was memorable enough that even without the fact that she can't even hit a note the same way she does on her albums, and not even trying to, because clearly there's autotune involved on her CD albums.
But also the ability to support your voice when you're standing still is completely different than when you're trying to dance and move, and people pick you up.
Well, I still think Madonna can't even sing live when standing still, but that's beside the point.
It's completely different.
It's not what's expected of her. She has grown to a level of expectation that people expect performance, some performative art, some kind of controversy. No one really cares about the singing part, really. It was never about the vocal range or like incredible voice, or like she's not Celine Dion. Like, no one expects that level of artistry.
sorry,
But
I
like
don't think I've
Lady
seen
Gaga,
anything on her. I'm
hello.
not much of a singer either, so.
Lady Gaga is such an amazing singer live, and she's singer and performer live, and she nails everything. Vocally, she's incredible. I mean, you might not like her, but no one can deny that she has a voice, she has a talent and ability to sing. Like, hello.
I got killed. I'm
I'm
really sorry
still.
about that.
What?
I got killed. I had to come back here.
I can't hear you. Wait.
I got killed.
Oh, how dare you? How
Yeah,
are
I
you
know.
being
I know.
killed?
Because I
You're
have
on your
no
own.
heals on this ship.
That's right. You have no heal abilities on there? Everything is damage focused?
Yeah. I need to shift some of it around, play with it a little bit, tweak a few things here and there.
You need to. You can't just be completely defenseless.
That's because I don't have the piloting skills that I should have to try and get out of it. I think Keops was kind of saying that. Oh my god, do you know what my dogs are barking at? I found out this morning.
A blade of grass.
No, because it's still dark here. They're barking at cars, the lights. As people start up their cars in the morning and back out of their driveways to go to work, they bark at the lights.
Interesting.
Yes, it's very annoying.
I can imagine. I didn't even have to use the subnucleonic beam this time. She didn't even get to the point where she's using the...
Lexer says, Lady Gaga has a great post-production team. The result sounds great. I don't know what's her actual talent without the post-production, though. Yeah, that's true. It's hard to... No, I have heard she's an excellent singer.
She's an excellent singer. You can just see her at the Oscars when she was performing stuff from Sound of Music as a tribute to Julie Andrews, and it was live. She didn't have her team on there. You can tell she's singing live, and her vocal range and her vocal control is impeccable, and she's still performing that and doing a little bit of dancing. Not the usual choreo she does, because it wasn't kind of in a theme. She was in a lovely gown, and it would be just inappropriate to do all the stuff that she does. You know, the choreos that she does for her concerts, but I've seen so many recorded stuff from phones, even from her concerts, and the vocals are always on point, and you can tell that she always changes something in the song when she's performing it live, so you can tell this is not a pre-recorded stuff that, you know, she's just reusing, and it doesn't have the same tempo, or it doesn't have like always the same background music, and she slows down, she pauses sometimes for a moment. You can tell this is not pre-recorded, and post-prod stuff or not, yeah, she does great post-production stuff as well. I've seen many music producers analyze her stuff, and they say, yeah, post-production, she's impeccable. She knows how to mix her music and her vocals that none of them actually stand above each other. They work in a beautiful tandem. So the music and and all the background and her voice is yeah, it wasn't even mainstream family show. She wanted to do a real tribute to someone she admires, like Julie Andrews.
Yeah.
Voice range and the voice that she had in The Sounds of Music is just so iconic and so memorable, and it's etched into like the background of the culture, really, in the US, especially because it's not that big in Europe. I mean, people admire it, and connoisseurs of movies from that time will absolutely know it and love it, but it's not as big or as popular here as it is in the States. She's
It's
not
not
as
popular here
recognizable
either.
here.
Just so you know that. It used to be. It isn't so much.
I mean,
So,
yeah, it used to be, and it was a tribute to her. And
yeah. So Lexer's, Chris is specifically referencing Lady Gaga's tribute to Julie Andrews at the Oscars. So rather than being suggestive and all that other stuff, like she might be in a performance, this was more of a dedicated, focused
yeah,
concert
obviously
performance. So it is going to be
yeah.
appropriate for Julie Andrews, who, let's be honest, has done some not family-friendly parts of various movies. So, but here,
yeah, sure.
here it needed to be geared as a
It needed to be
tribute,
appropriate,
something
yeah.
respectful.
Especially that Julie Andrews then came out of the stage the moment after she finished singing.
Aww,
so
that's so nice.
yeah. Because I think it was like Julie Andrews was presenting an Oscar award or something, and there was like an intermission with Gaga singing bits from Sound of Music. It was a beautiful medley. It was just a blend of few songs brought together, and it was just so well done. And it was live on television, on the internet, and like wow, you could really tell it was really
You
well
mentioned
rehearsed as
the
well.
Oscars here in the States. There was a time like 15, 20 years ago where that was the thing. People would actually tune in to watch it. And I don't know very many people who do that. And the ratings reflect that. People just don't tune in. They wait till the next day and just
Yeah,
see who
you
won.
rather see the results. You rather see the results, maybe see some of the pre-recorded performances if there are any, and yeah.
Infected.3 says, I heard she was a songwriter at Interscope before becoming
Oh
famous.
yeah.
I didn't know
She's
that.
been in an industry way before she actually had her first album released. She's been
Interesting.
writing songs and music for years, so she's really back in the background of the pop culture, and
More
yeah,
than that,
she's done a lot of stuff.
indicates understanding music, which I think is really
Yeah,
key because people who can perform music but don't understand what underlies it, um, there's a different level there.
yeah. I was hoping I'm gonna get this. I have destructible torpedoes,
Sure.
and I hope that I'm gonna get them all, but no, I got only 5 out of 18.
Yeah, it's the quality of people hitting Hive Onslaught. If you've got a good team that's just wiping out everything, they don't get the chance to launch the photon, or they don't get a chance
Yeah, the
to.
cube section died very
Yeah,
early,
yeah. When that happens,
very
let's
quickly.
try Infected Conduit. How's that?
Yeah, although there aren't many cubes that are spewing
Um,
destructible torps really, but yeah, we can try that.
okay. We will.
Oh, we have a wee, but that was quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I tried to do infected conduit and I couldn't get it out,
Yeah,
couldn't
I
get
had
it
the
to
same
pop
issue.
for the love of me, and I'm like, excuse me, I just want to run the most fast running and most often popping thing. And yeah, but CCA, you sometimes might wait a while for it
Yeah,
to
we
pop.
got it to run last night. That no, hold on, we did Azure Nebula last night. Crystalline
Didn't know.
Catastrophe's coming up in a couple of weeks here, but generally you just wait too long. You can launch it
Yeah.
solo, I think.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
Hang on, let me see if that's one we can run solo. Yeah, you can do that without a full team. So if you don't get it here, we can actually launch that and just go kill off all the
Oh, there we go.
torps you want to do. Yeah, I do a lot of things solo just long enough to get the damage or the kills in, and then I leave it.
Yeah, I do that often with patrols if I need to do
Yep.
some like few things. I'm just gonna do that and I'm gonna warp out as soon as I've got the tick box.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the days am I going through the whole thing, unless I'm like 90% done, it's just like, yeah, I'll stick around here. Like if you have 60 Borg kills, you can launch Jupiter Station Showdown, and it will take you close to the end before you've got your 60 kills. But if it's only 10, it's in that first hallway, and I'm done. I'm out of there.
Jupiter Station Showdown?
Yeah, it's a patrol. It's a ground patrol if you need to kill Borg on the ground.
Oh, Borg on the ground, yeah,
Right.
okay. I usually go to the Farah and just shoot everything that moves.
Lexer says if you solo at CCA, you're guaranteed to get the #1 accolade, title, and trophy. This is true.
Oh, that is true, because you're the only one. Oh, I always was like second, third place, I never got the first.
I haven't done first since like the first time I ran it. Just looks
Nice. Oh, it's so nice I still have some few days ahead of me with nothing going. You know, this is probably the first vacation, like, I don't know, 5 years maybe, that I really am resting. I feel like I'm resting, I'm not having nightmares about work and not being, like, overly stressing about anything.
One
It's
thing
so
with
weird.
American vacations, because they typically are a week long, you have 1 week to completely decompress and do your vacationing and get ready to come back. And it's really too short. 2 weeks.
Yeah, and 1 week is not enough.
Yeah.
2 weeks is the bare minimum for me. But you know, I just remembered I went on a sick leave 3 days before the holiday started, so I decompressed during that time. And I think I just went into it with an eased mind. Because I was like, okay, I'm sick, I can't be at work, I can't be worrying about it anymore, so let's just take it easy starting now, and I think it helped. I'm not gonna make it a tradition, but...
Mom, your mic volume is very low and steadily decreasing, but it's showing up here as being normal. Are you having the same issue, Chris, with my volume being low?
I hear you normally, nothing
but you're
changing on volume
this,
for
and
me.
they're not listening over this, so that might be a Discord thing. Okay, it could also be the adapters I use for my headset, and I do have new adapters that I just bought. So we will take a look at that when we're done. Thank you for letting me know, Lexers. Also could be I'm just tired and getting quieter and quieter and quieter. Because my dogs are stressing me out, because they will not stop barking this morning.
Meanwhile, my dog wouldn't let me go to sleep last night. I went to bed right after he finished the show. And I was like, oh, okay, we can decompress, let's fall asleep. And then this fluff monster ravaged my bed, decided like, oh, I want a pet, I want a cuddles, I want plays, let's play. I'm gonna try and pretend bite you and like, you play with me now. And I'm like, Fluffer, it's nighttime, you should go to sleep. And I'm like, and he keeps talking, like he growls and like does all the sounds. Vocalizes like there's no tomorrow.
To a different tune, Chris. Yeah, I mean, I've got... This is the closest one with gain salvage. And I will put money on I don't have anything to salvage on here. Yep, no salvage available.
Oh my god.
Still do swarm. Let me send invitations out. Lexers, I'm sending you an invitation. There we go. I will queue us up for a little swarm here. Advanced.
Did you see that TikTok I sent you this morning?
Yes, I did.
I've never felt so seen.
Okay, we are queued for swarm advanced.
I don't know where that's from. Oh, wow, that was quick.
Everybody's
popping out.
Woot woot, everybody's in game.
My goodness.
Well, I think after, after Ryza, everybody was just like, okay, vacation's done. And now this event is just about done. They have too many events. They need to stop doing so many events.
Sword of the Sea officially launches August 19th this year. Oh, hello. That's today.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is.
Is that from creators of... Oh, it is. Oh, I wanna play this. Oh, this looks gorgeous.
So, like I said, got a crazy couple of weeks up through the week after Labor Day, which is the beginning of September here. So, Labor Day, which is a Monday here, we will not have a show morning or night because we got to do some family stuff back in Chicago, and I think we have to leave by like 6 a.m. to make it.
Oh,
which
this
my
is
son's going to be so
beautiful.
thrilled about having to be at my house at 6 in the morning. My dogs aren't going to be happy either.
Huh. It's like a blend of Journey and Abzu all together.
Okay.
The Herc are about to overrun this.
If you know these games, these are
No,
indie titles.
not a clue.
Journey
Shoot,
is
like
one of the first video games that actually made me cry the first time I played it. The game has absolutely no written text or spoken word. You experience it through playing it. And it tells organically tells a story of a journey. You're a hooded character walking through a desert where ruins pop out of the sand every now and then, and those ruins tell you a story of a lost civilization, and you're walking towards a monumental, almost like Kilimanjaro-like mountain somewhere on the horizon. And if you play it online, you actually will run into another player, just one, not 5 players, not 10, just one player. And you can get paired up for the entire duration of the journey, with just like a chapter of it.
Okay.
And we boost each other through releasing sounds. And that boost allows you to fly a little bit. And you encounter beings like animals, kinda, that also boosts your ability to do this little flying about, and that actually allows you to pass through obstacles and like traverse the environment more efficiently, because you might actually need to get somewhere higher, and that you need the flying, so you kind of need those little beings around you. And to a point, you actually, the first time I played it, you encounter machines or derelict machines, but they have like an automated system of like security or some sort. Kind of looks like ancient technology. And I remember I was being attacked by that machine. It kind of looks like a flying serpent made out of segments of little smaller machines. And that attacked me, and I was rendered like my character was motionless, and I couldn't do anything for a moment, and I was like, maybe I died. I don't know. The game doesn't tell you. You experience through watching things how you react to things. And the other character I was with came out from the hiding and started to like do the bleeps and bobs to wake me up, and I was like, you could run away. Why are you still here? And you realize that you kind of inadvertently create a bond with the other character without, the ability to use voice chat, normal chat. Just through interacting and boosting each other up, you kind of create a bond, and you're on this journey together. And my goodness, like the finale just got me crying ugly like I've never cried before in a video game. Because the endings are like about that relationship you might actually form with the other being, and this is another player. There's no AI that will ever be with you. You actually get to see the names of the people you played with, and then you will actually be able to like connect on them with it via nickname on Steam or wherever you play them. And you can like thank them for the journey, or like even be friends or something. But like the fact that you just create this bond of boosting each other, helping each other, traversing the environments, dealing with the puzzles, avoiding dangers, and all that without a single spoken or written word. It's impeccable how gameplay can actually translate still a form of a bond between you and the other player. It was such an incredible thing. They made few games since that were kind of inspired by the formula of, you were experiencing the game by playing it without like having hints, instructional text, anything. You just try things out. You press buttons and see what happens. And I kind of like that. Those are very simplistic games, mind you. They're not like super advanced. There's no RPG elements. There's no like skill trees or leveling up or anything like that. This is just more focused on the experience and the environments, telling you a story through like murals, through statues and stuff like that. Abzu was, well, I had an opposite environment because like Journey was happening on a desert. It looks like a desert planet really because it's so vast and so huge, and it feels like you're on a desert planet really, full of dunes. And I love that there was a deformity of the sand. Hi, Chosen.
Good morning, Chosen.
Abzu was actually taking place like on a ocean planet where you're just swimming through endless ocean, running into actually real life species of fish and mariner and animals and whatnot. You can actually learn the names of those species, and you can swim around with them. And there's also a story, and it involves a shark out of all the creatures. And it is as beautiful as Journey, although completely different because you don't have an interaction with a different player.
Changing topic ever so slightly. Chosen, I tend to stream most mornings except when I've got travel late at night, like Sunday night when I was flying home from Texas. And decided sleep was more important. But yeah, normally it's Monday through Friday.
Compiler again.
I gotta level this ship. Get it done. I might turn it into a real thing, but for the moment, I'm just leveling it.
It is a good looking ship. It's so unusual and it feels... I mean, I always thought it looked bigger than it actually is.
Yeah, it feels like a big ship. It maneuvers like a big ship, which is part of the issue.
Well, I like big ships. I'm not bothered.
Well, most of my ships are big ships.
Another big aspect of those two games is the music.
Oh yeah, music's such a good. Lexer says, I can no longer hear you at all, Mom. I can barely hear you speak, but I can't distinguish anything. Anybody else out there who's listening on Twitch listening on Twitch, not on Discord, who's having a problem hearing me? Because if you are, let me know. I might have to reset everything on Twitch.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't...
yeah, but you're listening on Discord, so it's not...
I'm on Discord, yeah.
I'm looking at my mic settings, Lexers, and they're the same as usual. I can turn it up a little bit, but I don't know. That might be something else.
Can you say stuff so I can
say stuff?
Hear?
Yeah. Is this working for you? Can you hear me? Are you able to listen to me? Got anything, Chris?
I listen to you on Twitch and I hear you both of us equally, so I don't know.
Yeah, I just looked at the settings and those aren't changed. But I will check into it, Lexers. Thank you. You hear a lot of weapons fire? Shouldn't be. I've got the volumes way down on weapons fire. Okay, I'm going to turn those down even further. Is that better, Chosen, on the weapons fire? I had it turned down from last night so the game audio wasn't overwhelming.
See, there's no game audio at the moment and on Twitch for me, but... Okay. I just noticed we have a lovely jellyfish in the team.
Well, that's why I'm not going over into Alpha. I'm just sticking here. I may come on this afternoon just to work on volumes and stuff. Sounds softer than normal. Huh. Wow. Okay, I'm
And I
gonna.
noticed no difference on my end
I've got a new
when I
switch, so I
listened
will
on Twitch.
switch that out when we get done today and see if that helps. It's been degrading on the the output, so I'm having a hard time hearing people sometimes. So I'll switch that out for this afternoon and see if that helps. I do not know what's going on. While my son was here, I do not think he was playing with Twitch at all. Not that he's not permitted to.
Lizard.
Good morning, Musin.
Good lizard.
Good lizard to you this fine day. Alright, I'll get on this afternoon and mess with a bunch of stuff and see what's going on. Perfect timing, we have an ad coming in.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
Yes, Red Alert starts at about 5 hours from now, I believe, roughly, give or take. So I guess I have to run one last time through Jupiter Eratus. Yawn. We will do some more Operation Riposte tonight because I know a lot of people haven't done it yet. Maybe I'll do that for the afternoon run through it and see if we can get some mic settings going. I hate to do it, but I might have to replace my headset. I'm going to be so sad because I like this headset. It's comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
It's got
I
a
might
great
get
mic.
one that's even more comfortable.
Yeah, but that means I have to go try things out. Maybe I'll wait till Thursday, go over to Micro Center and see what they've got so I can try on different things. Because I hate to order it through Amazon, get it here, put $300 on the line to get a good headset, then discover I don't like it, then I have to go get it replaced, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, you can always buy it off the internet cheaper, but you just need to try it out first, yeah.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
15 more seconds, yay!
Thank goodness.
Let's finish these guys up here. It's supposed to rain today, so it might be a fine idea to just play the game today. Clean my house.
Yum.
We haven't had rain in a long time, so as far as I know. Though I gather rainfall was gone based on the amount of trees that got damaged. But that could have just been wind, too. A few more things down here to do. And the ad break is finishing now, just as we're wrapping up the swarm.
I wonder if I got...
And we are out of there. Yay! And it's 7 o'clock. How perfect is that?
Nope.
And it's not very light yet, so I can't take the dogs out. I promised them a big walk today, so we will do that today. So I'm going to get out of here, everybody, because I've got things to do. But I'll be on this afternoon to see if we can fix the whole mic issue. So if you see me on, you're more than welcome to jump in and visit, and we can check out mic volumes and all that stuff. And we should be doing a real show tonight.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay.
So on behalf of everybody here at Welcome to the Moopsyverse, thank you so much for joining me. And as we like to say around here, Musin, are you going to do this or should I?
Yeah.
Who are you? We are the knights who say...
Moopsy.
And I will make it a threesome.
Do you even hear yourself?
Computer deactivate iguana. How dare you!